Hey guys, these are some embarrassing stories that happened to me when I was a kid. And the first story is me, so my mom used to have this daycare out of her house, and so she had it out of her house for 18 years. So, like when I was 18, that's when she actually got a job at an actual daycare. She had a job at a daycare before I was even born, but then she decided to just like homeschool some of my older siblings and also have a job out of her house just watching kids. So yeah, I had a lot of friends when I was younger because, you know, I grew up with the kids that she used to babysit. So anyways, I had this friend, I don't know if I should say the actual names on camera because I don't know if they know about my YouTube channel. And they'll probably be like, oh my goodness, you're actually talking about me. So maybe I'll just make up some names for them. Okay. So the girl that I was friends with, her name was Brianna. Well, that's not actually her name, but I'm just gonna call her Brianna. I was really close to her and this other girl. I'll call her Kayla, whatever. But anyways, the story's not really about Kayla, it's about Brianna, even though that's not really their real names. So, like, she used to always come to my house. She was 1 year older than me, and we used to play together, like, all the time. And for a while, it was just her. I guess her stepsisters and brother, like, I don't know, this situation is kind of weird. Like, the mom decided to start bringing them to my mom's daycare too, or my mom's house. So like, yeah, they started coming too, and you know how when you're a kid and somebody that's like a couple years older than you, you kind of look up to them. So like all the kids follow around that older person. Well, that's kind of what happened here. Brianna, she had this stepbrother, and he was that one kid that everybody used to like follow around, and at the time he was kind of, I don't know, kind of obnoxious kid. Like, he would kind of break things around our house, and I could tell my mom didn't really like him because he was kind of annoying sometimes and rowdy. Like, he would get the kids going, and I don't know, he was just a boy, okay? That's what boys do. And so like at the time my brother, I think, was living at home, and he kind of helped out with him. Like, he would just take him and kind of entertain him. So this one day, it was kind of like a rainy day, I guess you could say, so everyone was inside, and I think my mom was going kind of crazy. So my brother just took him downstairs, because that's where my brother's bedroom was, downstairs, and he decided to play video games with him. And it was kind of like a rainy day, like I said, so I was bored. I don't know where Brianna was at the time. Like, it feels weird saying that because that's not even her name, but I don't know where she was. Like, if I was bored, why didn't I just play with her? But maybe she didn't come that day. So I decided to see what they were doing, and yeah, I was a lot bolder back then. Well, yeah, it was in my own house, so I was like, whatever. So I decided to go down the stairs, and it was like really dark down there, and what was my problem? Like, I was so clumsy. I was trying to sneak up on them and scare them or something, but I accidentally like tripped on the stairs and I made like this big bang, and yeah, obviously that didn't work out. So like, I was so weird. So like, I decided to like make it not so obvious, so I decided to like walk really quiet and then make another bang, like, and then walk really quiet and make another bang. So like, I did that on purpose. Like, I didn't really just fall. I was like 5 or 6 at the time, so like, this was like my first crush, I guess you could say. So yeah, I don't think I actually even mentioned that part. I had a crush on this kid, and it was Brianna's stepbrother, the kid that was obnoxious. Sorry, I'm bad at telling story times. So him and my brother were downstairs playing video games. I don't know what name I should give him. Let's just call him Jake, whatever. So I went down the stairs, and then all of a sudden I get this bright idea, let's start running, like charging towards them. Right as I was running towards him, he raises his knee up and it hits me right in the face, like in this area, like on my nose or my mouth or something. So yeah, that happened and I was so embarrassed. Like I literally just started crying. I was trying to hold it in so hard to not cry in front of him, but I literally started crying. And I don't know if like my teeth or like anything was bleeding. I can't really remember. I was just so embarrassed. And like I've always been like a really sensitive person. And he didn't even say sorry to me. Like, yeah. So like right then and there I was like, okay, I don't like him anymore. So yeah, that's what kind of ended that whole thing. So yeah, I did have a crush on him for a while because he used to come to my house and play with us all the time, but he probably didn't even notice me. I was like 5 or 6 at the time. So yeah, that's the first story time. The next one I have is when I was probably like, I don't know, was I like 6 or 7? I don't really know how old I was. So this was kind of like a fall day. I remember I had this pink fluffy jacket, and this is actually another story time that involves me having a crush on a kid. Let's call him Trevor, whatever. His name starts with a T, but we'll call him Trevor. So he's actually my neighbors. He's actually my neighbor, that's in back of my house. No, that would be that way. Yeah, I used to play with him all the time when we were kids, and there was actually another little boy that lived on the other side of me. They don't live there anymore, and anyways, I didn't even really like him that much. He was kind of weird to me, but the only reason why I hung out with them was because I really liked playing with Trevor, not really him. He was just always over, like, because Trevor used to play with him, so that's why we just kind of hung out together once in a while. And that was when, you know, my mom still had the daycare in her house, so a lot of times he would try to sneak over and come play with me, but my mom couldn't have him over because that would be too many kids at the house, and she could get in trouble for having that many kids like in our house, because you know it's kind of like a law. So I would usually just go and play with him on the weekends, or like at the end of the day maybe. It was normally on the weekends, I think. So anyways, I remember my mom was on the phone in the living room, and I went to go ask her. I was like, Mom, I really want to go play at Trevor's house, can I go? Or like, I don't know if that's how I said it or not. I was like, I'm gonna go to Trevor's house, okay? And she was on the phone, and I thought she was saying yes to me, but I guess she was saying yes to the person on the phone. And she was like, okay, you know how like moms do on the phone. So, what am I saying right now? So anyways, I just went out the back door, and in our backyard, in order to get to his house, there's like these bushes that separate our house from his house, and in between the bushes is like a little gate. So I always thought that was kind of cool, like it's a little secret way. But yeah, I would always have to like squeeze through those branches, and it would always like scratch my skin and like, but anyways, I thought it was kind of cool. So I remembered I was like nervous to hold on 1 second. I remember being really nervous to go over to his house because like I'm always just that way. Like I feel weird just going to somebody's house, and like I was a kid, I was alone, but I guess that's what you did back then. You just go to your neighbor's house and play. But yeah, I remember I had this big pink puffy coat with a little like Scooby-Doo keychain. Like I miss those Saturday mornings where like I would just like wake up and eat my cereal and watch cartoons. Like those were the best times. I wish I could go back in time and do that. I went over and knocked on his door, and the mom answered, and I was like, is Tony home? I was wondering if I could play with him today. And she was like, yeah, just a minute. So like I was just standing there and she was like, Tony, Sarah's here. And like I all of a sudden like I was getting like really nervous for some reason. I don't know why. So I remember her offering me some Girl Scout cookies, and I really, deep down inside, I really wanted those Girl Scout cookies, but like I was too embarrassed to eat in front of them. I'm like, you know, I have issues. So yeah, I just said no thank you. And I remember like Tony came down the stairs and he was like, oh hi, do you want to play in my room or something? And so like we went upstairs and he was like, I have this girl toy. I don't know. He was like, I have some girl toys. Here, I'll show you. And he dug it out of his closet. He had this easy bake oven, and that was like that was the only girl toy he had. And I thought that was so cute. Like, I don't know why, I just thought that was so cute. He was trying to like impress me and like make me feel comfortable. Like, I have girl toys you can play with. So yeah. But at the same time, like I just kept getting this like uncomfortable feeling in my stomach, like worried, like, oh great, like is my mom, does she know I'm here? Like, cause I knew like she said yeah to me, but at the same time like I knew she didn't know where I was. And it's like that feeling in your conscience, like where you know like something's not right. So like this whole time I just kept playing, but at the same time like I was worried, you know, because like I felt her worrying about me because she didn't know where I was. Right when we started playing and like I was having really fun, because I was so excited, like I finally got to play with him at his house. Like I've been waiting for this. Like I always had to like kind of like beg my mom to go over there because she never would like let me go over there and play with them for some reason. It always had to be at our house or something. I don't know. Because this other time I went to not Trevor's house but that other boy, but I went with Trevor and I brought my niece with me one time and we were at his house in the basement playing like with a bunch of cars and these tents down there or something. I don't know what we were playing, but my mom came and yelled at me and like got me and Kaylee then too, and like I felt so embarrassed about that. But getting back to this story, so we were just starting to get playing and everything. I'm talking southern now. All of a sudden I hear Trevor's mom yell at us. I almost keep saying his name. All of a sudden I hear her yell up the stairs, Trevor, Sarah's mom is here. So I was like, wait, already? Like, we just started playing. So yeah, I was like really upset about that, and I was like, what, I have to leave already? And so like we just go downstairs and like we didn't know where they were, and I guess we went out the back door and they were like, the mom and my mom were standing in their backyard and she was like yelling at me in front of him and the mom. Like she was just, my mom was like yelling at me and like I couldn't figure out what was wrong. Like she was just going crazy or something. I was like, calm down, I'm okay. And she was like, Sarah, you had me so worried. I was looking everywhere for you. Wait, what did I just say? She was like, I was looking everywhere for you. And I was on the phone and you can't just leave like that without telling me where you're going. And like she was going crazy. And I was just like so embarrassed. Like I just started crying. I was like, I told you you were on the phone and you weren't listening to me. I told you where I was going and you said yeah. And I just kept repeating that over and over and she wasn't listening to me. She literally was ignoring me and talking to the mom. And then all of a sudden, Trevor, he just left. It's like, I don't know how to even explain that. I was just really embarrassed. Like, he didn't even say bye to me, and like my mom yelled at me in front of the mom and him, and he just like left. I don't know why that was so embarrassing to me, but it was at the time. Thinking back at it now, I'm just like, oh, really, Sarah? So yeah, we went back through the little gate. I guess I'll tell you like 2 more short stories. They're shorter, so like, but it was still embarrassing. So this one time when I went to Arkansas to visit my grandparents on vacation, we decided to go to this one water park, roller coaster place. I don't know, it's like a little small theme park in their area. I don't know, it's called Silver Dollar City. So it was called Silver Dollar City. My grandparents, they have the same religion as us, but like theirs is a bit stricter, I guess, more conservative. So like they believe in like wearing dresses below the knee and like dressing really modest and everything. And my grandma hasn't cut her hair since she was 16 years old, which is like really crazy. I guess it just kind of stops growing after a while, but her hair is really long. And anyways, so my mom always like made me wear like a dress in front of them. So yeah, even if I was like really young, I think I was like 8, 9, 10 at the time. So my mom was wearing like this really long jean skirt dress, and I was wearing just to the like, I don't know, just to my knees type dress, I don't really know. And we decided to go on this water slide, and normally when we go to like a theme park, we would like wear a swimming suit or something, because you know you're gonna be going on water rides. So like I was wearing this jean skirt and I didn't have nothing underneath my jean skirt. And I remember we were getting ready to like go down the slide, so we were sitting in this inner tube, and my mom was in back of me and I was in the front, and the guy that was telling us to go down the slide, or like the guy that kind of pushes you down the slide, he said to my mom, okay, can you kind of like sit crisscross applesauce? And so she did that, and like I just thought he meant for me to do that too. So like I just kind of copied her, you know? And I didn't think anything of it. And the guy was like, no, not you. And there was these 2 teenagers like in the line, like over there, kind of like watching, and they were literally laughing at me. They were like making fun of me or something, and like I didn't know any better, like I was a young girl. So yeah, pretty much they seen like underneath my dress, they seen my underwear and everything, and that was just really embarrassing. So yeah, pretty much we just went down the slide, and my whole jean skirt was just drenched in water, and it was the most uncomfortable thing ever. So yeah, that's the end of that embarrassing story. Like my whole life is just an embarrassing story. I just do stupid things without thinking, okay? The next story that I have is actually from when I was in preschool. I don't exactly know how this happened. I've always been like really shy, so like basically I haven't had a potty break in a really long time. And I remember like there was 2 teachers that I had. I forget their names. No, I remember one of their names, but whatever, that's not important. So everybody was like, the whole class was filled with kids, 2 teachers, and we were all working on these art projects. And I remember one of the art projects was rolling marbles in like paint, and she had this thing where she was like rolling it in paint, and we were doing arts and crafts, and I was really excited about that because I love doing arts and crafts. But the thing was, yeah, I really had to go to the bathroom, and I was too afraid to ask because both teachers were like really busy working with kids. So I just kind of waited there, and it was just getting to the point where I couldn't hold my bladder any longer. So I just started by backing up like more and more, and I was just like backing up until I was like against the wall, like against this table, and I just kind of stood there. And I was so embarrassed because like literally it just all came out of me, and there's like a big puddle. I was surrounded in a big puddle of my pee all over the floor, and everyone was just staring at me. Like I'm not even kidding, everyone was just staring at me, and I was so embarrassed. Like I just started like crying, and all because like I couldn't ask a teacher because I was just too scared to ask. So yeah, if you're a teacher, just keep in mind of those shy people, like even though like they really like want to ask for help and they want to ask to use the bathroom or something. What am I saying right now? Yeah, last year I worked at a daycare, so I always kept my eyes on all the kids, so yeah. I remember she had this bag of like clothes that you give to people who have accidents, and we were walking down the hallway to the bathroom, and she was like, here, do you need help going to the bathroom? So like I went to the bathroom, and like I was just thinking in my head, yeah, like I need to go to the bathroom now. I pretty much just went all over the floor. I didn't say that, but I was thinking in my head, like, yeah. And then I remember she helped me get dressed, and I had to wear these really ugly clothes because it's the clothes that they just give to any kid who has accidents or something. It's like spare clothes. And yeah, that was like a really embarrassing day for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of me telling you all of my embarrassing stories. So whenever you're embarrassed, just think about me, how like every single day I have an embarrassing moment. I posted a video a while ago of my embarrassing moments of like what happened to me when I was like a lot older, like in high school and in middle school or whatever. But I ended up deleting that because it was just too much. That was like when one of my first sit down talk videos, and you could tell I was really uncomfortable. Not only was I uncomfortable to talk about my embarrassing stories, I was also just like cringe just to watch the video. I was like stuttering and stuff. So yeah, you can tell I'm like really used to talking to the camera now, but I ended up deleting that video. So you can't find it anymore, just so you know. I left it on there for like a couple of weeks, and then I ended up deleting it because it was just too much. So comment down below if you want to hear more embarrassing stories or just story times in general, because I love telling story times. It's just really fun. I might eventually remake that video of me telling my embarrassing moments in high school and everything. Because now that I'm not, well yeah, I still am just, my whole self is just cringe right now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Please give this a like and subscribe. And comment down just anything you want to comment to me. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!